Hello everyone, the peeps. Lads, we're in the mud. We're in
What's
the
up?
mud. We're
It's a long time, hasn't it? A long time.
For a long time. We're completely changing the way we're going to do this now for the watch-alongs. I think the problem with the watch-alongs was I've always wanted to do the watch-alongs on World of Football. I always wanted to be professional about it. And every time we do a Liverpool watch-along, I'm always angry and raging and swearing. And I just thought, it's better if we do this one like this because we can analyze it better. And I think we can, in doing the game, we're just going to be like. But anyway, Stephen, how are you feeling, bro? Another bottle job by Liverpool. Another horrific performance. Out the title race. What the fuck is going on? Talk to me.
Oh, I don't know, man. Can I take you back to the Man United game in the FA Cup? I feel like that was the turning point. I'll be honest with you. That was the turning point in the season. Because we had this big run. Whenever Jurgen Klopp said in January, we're going to have this big send-off for him. He was going to retire. He was going to leave Liverpool. It was a big moment in our history. And the players did respond to that. They thought they were going to fight for him. I was there. I was actually there for the Norwich game, 2 days after he announced his resignation, and the atmosphere kept saying Klopp the whole time, and he just felt like that was the catalyst for getting behind him and pushing on for the league, pushing on for multiple trophies. You know what I mean? That day for me was sort of important to what we went through, and it definitely came to fruition. We won a League Cup. We went on a good run of form. But the problem was, I don't think I would count the Man United game really. It was because I think the international break, when we came back, those games, Man United draw, conceding early again, losing to Atlanta out of nowhere at home in the Europa League, right, and then losing at home to Crystal Palace. Then another still performance in Atlanta, didn't do very much anyway. We pick up a win against Fulham. Well done. That doesn't mean really anything at this point. But you lose to Everton and you nearly lose to West Ham. Like, it showed me signs. Those performances showed me signs really of what it was last year. I thought we had moved on from that point at that stage. But it's completely just it's a weird atmosphere. It's a weird turnaround of how we would be so good to be shit again. Absolutely, but it is, and to be fair, let's be honest with you guys. If there's any of you watching this who feel like it's all positive and rosy, guys, it's not. It's not. It's completely just, Klopp's leaving. Behind the scenes, it's very dodgy, and having these performances doesn't help the standard where we are right now. Like, I predicted at the start of the season that that the minimum was to get top four. That was before we knew Klopp. We knew Klopp would have left. My prediction is going to come true. We're going to get top four and we have a League Cup on top of that. But we're going to have to start again. I'm thinking, Klopp's leaving. I feel like we have to restart again. You know what I mean? Restart again at this stage.
Yeah.
I'll let you speak now.
The thing is, quickly before we go to Sebastian, is if we weren't in the title race, if we were never in it, I'd actually say it's a good season. Top four, trophy, rebuild. We would all say good season. It is what it is. We'd all say it, but the issue why it's so bad is because we did bottle it. We were in the title race. We were top of the league, 5 points clear, and we're now 5 points behind. Behind Arsenal. And of course, Man City got game in hand, so we're 7 points. If they win their game in hand, 7 points behind first. We've gone from top 7 points behind. And I've no idea. Sebastian, talk to me about what the hell has gone wrong and who needs to be held responsible for the absolute capitulation of Liverpool. You're muted.
I'm just frustrated. Everything is falling apart.
We've got probably, in my opinion, I don't know if anyone else agrees, but I think we've got the most overrated attack in the world. Like, I'm sorry, but our attack is not a league-winning attack. You've got Salah, who's, I don't know what's happened to him. He's suddenly dropped off a cliff. He's acting like a petulant child with Klopp. And then you see, that's completely happened. It's like I was like, what the hell's happened there, right? You've got that happening, and then you've got Luis Diaz being the only good forward, and Cody. But when Cody plays off the left, not down the middle, and it's got to the point now that because Jota's injured, we have to play Darwin, and we have to play Salah. For me, I'm not joking. I don't know what you think, but genuinely, end of the season, this should be the front three from the rest of the season. Jadon Danns, Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz. I don't care. We've got top four now. We're not going to drop fourth. I don't think Villa are going to catch us. Genuinely, rest of the season, Danns, Cody, Diaz. I don't want to see Nunes or Salah anywhere near that pitch. They've not been good enough. And I'll come to you first, Stephen. How bad of a signing has Darwin Núñez been? Because I know he's been good in some parts, but if you look at the stats, the amount of shots he's missed, I think, in my opinion, based on chances we've missed, the reason we're out of this title race is because of Klopp, Salah, and Núñez. Three players responsible. Because yes, we've conceded goals, Stephen, but every single game we've lost, we've created enough chances that both Núñez and Salah have scored. If Núñez and Salah were clinical, we're top of the league right now.
Yeah. My thoughts on Núñez signing, when I look back on it now, I mean, I feel like all right, but not the standard we need to be at, if you get what I mean. When I look back at like some Mane, for example, Mane, he was creating double the numbers, you know what I mean, when he was with Salah and Firmino. That front three was more clinical in my opinion. And yes, you could say we won a Champions League and won Premier League, but it was more clinical. Whenever I look at Núñez, just he has a goal in him, but he doesn't. He just shoots straight at the keeper, or he just shoots it over the bar, and he can do that with open goals too, So I rank him all right, but I was thinking about this the other day, like about Núñez, how can now? I think that whenever Michael Edwards left, that was at the end of the 21-22 season, right? I don't think Michael Edwards was doing a decent job of what he was doing in the boardroom, because people can say, "Oh, Klopp got Salah, Klopp got Mane, Klopp got this and such and such." But whenever guys, when I really look back on it now, I do think it was Michael Edwards who was the catalyst for that, And whenever Edwards left at the end of the 22 season, when Klopp got the whole power to go and get what he wanted, he went and got the likes of a Núñez and the likes of a Gakpo, who are not at the same level as a Mane or a Firmino, and that shows to me, with the news of Michael Edwards coming back, that I'm with Klopp leaving. Is there going to be a difference? Are we going to see a change in what we go for in the summer if we were able to sell a Núñez, for example? Because if that's the case of Klopp trying to get Núñez out by himself, then sure you have to think that that sign has not been good enough, or Klopp he's just not a director of football himself. He just can't do that job. We need some director of football.
Listen, 100%, Stephen. Listen, 100%, Stephen. I think the thing that I heard was apparently the Núñez signing was not even. It was a Klopp signing. Wasn't even a Liverpool signing, and that worries me. Because if you look at Ten Hag and Klopp, not every manager has a good football IQ in terms of footballers. And this is why I'm so happy that Michael Edwards, FSG, I've said to Arne Slot, you are going to be our head coach, not manager. So all he's in charge of is training the players and on games. He's not going to be in charge of the players. That's up to Hughes, and that's up to Richard Hughes, and that's up to Michael Edwards. And I have full confidence that we're gonna do some good things, because if you look at it, Steve, if you look at it, Stephen, we're going to get players like Salah, because Salah was a Michael Edwards signing. It wasn't even. Klopp wanted Julian Brandt, so I have full confidence. But what were we saying, Stephen? Sorry.
Yeah, you're right though. You put that up a good point there. Julian Brandt. Say if he would have came to Liverpool instead, like would we be saying the same thing about Nunes? Would he become a Nunes player? He's a good player. He's got the capabilities of being a good player, but he just can't finish. So if I look back on it now, where we are in 2024, with looking at his legacy, you sort of think, yeah. But here's the thing: I don't get some of these other fans saying that, oh no, it was Klopp that got Salah, it was Klopp that got all these players. He's the reason we were at the top. But guys, if you really want to be a part of this club and you really want to really see where we are, the boardroom have a say to in this. It's not just down to a manager, it's not just down to anyone else. It's down to a boardroom as well. And FSG, we can all say whatever our thoughts about FSG now. We can all say our thoughts. We can talk about the Super League and what have you, and how bad they were trying to do that. But apart from that, they were sort of like they kept us kind of in a stable ownership. When I look at the likes of Man City or Newcastle, for example, the way they're going, it's a very dangerous route for their clubs to be going in. But whenever I look at, and Man United too, the state that they're in. But whenever I look at a club like Liverpool, unlike any other owners, I've never seen such a stabilized club, to keep them at a level where the trades marks are still there from the past, to keep the sort of legacy going, to keep the same fans going, to keep the same atmosphere going. That we stick together no matter what. We're such a togetherness city, Liverpool, unlike any other cities in the world. But that I think the SGF had some faults, but as a stabilized ownership, we've been grand, and I feel like they've had a big say in transfer too. So for Klopp going and with Flock going in, but with Michael Edwards coming in, we may see another transition again. We'll have to restart again because of Klopp going. But I'm behind it. I'm behind the whole thing. But if there's anything I want from this season, that we do need to sell 2 players, and I include Nunes as one of them.
100%, Stephen. Sebastian.
I don't think I don't see an improvement. 2 seasons in, 2 years into his time in Liverpool, there's not much of an improvement.
Stephen, he's missing more chances in the second year. How?
I know, yeah.
He's missing more chances in the second. He's got worse.
Andy Carroll, look at Andy Carroll. He was here. He was only here for a season and a half, but we show no mercy. We let him go out the door. Hopefully it's time for FSG.
I'm telling you right now, Stephen, Solanke instead of Nunes would be top league. He's a more clinical striker, man. He's a more clinical. Even Watkins in this team would cook. But quickly, Sebastian, with what Stephen has said, we've literally just talked about how a lot of managers don't have a good football IQ in terms of getting the players they want. If Klopp, literally, some of the
First of all, could I talk about Nunes?
Also, we'll keep it real. I don't think Klopp's a fraud, no, but I do think there's some stuff he's done which is a bit fraudulent in terms of players he likes. But this is facts. We could have seen Timo Werner, who's a bum, Julian Brandt, who's a bum. But I think Mario Götze, I don't think he's a bum. I think he's a solid player, Mario Götze. Mario Götze was a fantastic player for Germany and especially for Dortmund's. That's the thing. Big up AD. Listen, the thing with Darwin, are we all in agreement that Darwin works better as a left winger with Jordan down the middle? I think every game I've seen Nunes cook, it's been Jordan down the middle, Nunes left wing.
I said all the time, get Isak instead of Nunes. And it seems like improving. I said all the time, every single day, a week, get Isak instead of Nunes. Look what happens.
I don't know why we didn't get him, Bo. I don't know why we did. I think the problem is he's a bit injury prone at the moment with Newcastle, but for me, he's amazing.
If he wins the Golden Boot, sign him immediately.
No, I don't think he's going to win the Golden Boot because it's going to be harder. But
I said if.
By the way, also, so is this something else I heard? I heard that the signing of Nunes as a Klopp signing and our scouting wanted Nkunku because they saw Nkunku as the perfect Bobby replacement because he's a kind of false nine kind of player.
But
if I'm being fairly honest, I don't think our system of play works with a striker like Nunes. And going to another player, Stephen. Let's talk about Nunes. Let's talk about Salah now. I'll start with you, Sebastian, because you haven't talked much. Are you selling Salah as one of your first players in the summer?
I'm selling him directly. Anyone.
Stephen?
I'm sorry. He has his eyes set on Saudi already. Let's be honest.
Gone. For me, he's gone.
Sell him, get another. Fuck it. Try to get Usman Dembele. Like,
Stephen, are you same as me and Sebastian? Sell Salah?
I think remember we had this conversation at the end of the Champions League final 2 years ago that we had this conversation would Salah go? I think, and I said no at the time because I thought there's still a player in there. He was still young enough to get as many goals as he could. As time's gone on for the past 2 years or later, he can buy Gula goals in, but what he doesn't have at the moment is he's not the same. He's not the same as he. And if time goes on, he gets to 32 years old, and he gets to 33 years old. As the season go on, and we come up short again. Is he going to be the same sort of thing, or are we going to see the same sort of patterns he has recently? So, it's an opportunity to bring in Arne Slot and cash the money in to get a good bit of money for him to go to Saudi and get someone who Michael Everett feels like is the right Salah replacement.
Mm-hmm.
I would go for it. I think it's the right time to sell Salah now in 2024 because you've got the best years out of him. I do not see you're going to get any more best years out of Mohamed Salah if you keep him at this club. And if I feel like the right decision for this club now, I think it's for Salah to go and to
100%.
We love him for what he did. Broke records for Liverpool. He'll probably go down for me as probably one of the best forwards I've ever seen for Liverpool. But in life, time goes on, and you need to see what's right for the club and how his numbers affect the club. So right now in 2024, for what I'm saying right now, yeah, I think for me, Salah has to go now. I think
Talking quickly about Diaz, for me, I would sell Diaz for the simple reason that for me, Diaz has been one of our best forwards recently. He's been really, really turning it up. Gakpo as well has been really, really good. For me, there's no way he's going to Barcelona because from what I've heard from a friend who's an expert in La Liga and he's like obsessed with La Liga and he has contacts and stuff, I'm pretty sure. He's told me that Barcelona cannot afford Diaz. They haven't got the money. So
they're using PSG for clicks by saying
the one team I could see him going to genuinely, if he's going to go to a club, is probably PSG. Because Kylian's leaving, they need a left winger.
I'm telling you, PSG ain't signing Luis Diaz.
I think he'd rather play at Arsenal than go to PSG.
I know exactly because I have a lot of PSG friends who are close. They are having Barcola this season who has been cooking.
Oh no, Barcola's been amazing, but
they're
still.
So PSG are looking at a strike like an Mbappe replacement, probably.
Well, they've got their striker. They've got Cala Ramos
a midfielder,
Colomani.
Centre back. They're looking for maybe a right back.
Yeah. Listen, for me,
Ramos has been cooking, by the way. Ooh.
He has been. Colomani has been absolutely shocking. Look at the players here. Kudus, sign me up. Hell yes. 8 Norway from Wolves. That'd be a good left back. Do you know the left back I want? I've got the money. Splash it out on Theo Hernandez. I want Theo Hernandez.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, if Liverpool come to him and we put enough money down, he is coming, bro. He will cook. He will cook.
That's the sort of thing we need in this club. At the moment in time, there's such a lack of bluster or aggressiveness up front of the goal. We can't have 30 shots on target,
The problem is there's not a lot of good strikers out there. As one of the names he's put in Ivan Toney. I would like Ivan Toney, but there's also Osherman. I'm not a fan of Osherman, if I'm being fairly honest with you.
So overrated.
The striker market is quite crap.
You know what? For me, this is the place I want.
Do you know what's quite annoying, right? It's annoying that Højlund went to Man United because I think Højlund would have cooked with us.
I think so.
Because the problem with Hoyland and Man United is their wingers are so crap. They don't feed him. He doesn't get the ball at all. I think with the amount of times we get the ball to a striker, Nunes misses. I think Hoyland puts majority of those in.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And 100%, 150 million for Osimhen. We're not paying that money. It's really stupid. It's really, really, really stupid. We're not paying that amount of money for Osimhen. The problem is, as I said, the striker market is really, really, really bad at the moment. I think our only option really is Ivan Toney. And if we're going to get a replacement for Salah in right wing, I think you're looking at either converting a left wing to right wing, or you buy Bakayoko, I think his name is, from PSV. That might be a good option at right wing. Feyenoord. Yeah, I don't know about Feyenoord, but the reason I didn't mention Santiago Gimenez is because obviously Onna is not going to have much of an input into players he signs, but he might recommend him. He might recommend him, which I think he might do.
I would say get in Bakayoko from PSV, very good player. Get in Turkish from Bournemouth. Has been playing in Prem. Has been very good.
Who?
Turkish from Bournemouth.
Kurdish.
No, Turkish. Milos Turkish.
Oh, Turkish, yeah, Turkish. So you've gone Turkish, you've gone Bakayoko.
Get maybe South American centre back or so.
I think we're linked with a centre back from I can't remember which club, but we're linked with a centre back right now.
Pacho?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
We're linked with him. We're definitely going for centre back because, listen, I love Kanate. See, as I'm French, I love Ibu, bro. But Ibu's been out of form for a little while, and Jarrell deserves to start. Jarrell played amazing the other day.
What I would do is look at the South American market. Obviously, me looking at a lot of South American.
Let's move on to the main topic. This is the main topic now. And no, you're going to cry. Look at this. 28 fucking shots. 28 shots. Talk to me, Stephen. How did we not win this game?
Oh, it was just so similar to what we've seen for the past few games. Like, have to that many shots, can't score. The strikers cannot score, and that would never have happened under the previous striker force. They would have been clinical enough to do that, but yesterday's performance was just no improvement to it. Just no improvement to what I've seen lately. And yesterday was the final nail in the coffin for. Yes, Everton was the final nail in the coffin, but yesterday was 100% the last straw for trying to go for the league, or even a Prem for America. But in terms of but West Ham, obviously, score first goal. You sort of think we're gonna capitulate now. We're just gonna concede more goals after that. But second half, we do improve a bit. Score a few goals from. Those goals were sort of like deflections, if I'm being honest with you. So you could say we score goals, but they actually. Yeah. But there was no. I was just saying, it would not surprise me West Ham would have got back into that game, and I got it right again, and they could have scored another goal. West Ham, I thought we were going to lose 3-2, because there was nothing for me to back up if we would get anything from the game, but we held out for a draw. But it was just a meaningless, boring, nothing game. So it was nothing to play for really. And we have a few more of these till the last game of the season against Wolves. So Wolves will be important to send the club out in a good way. But the rest of these games, like, what the heck do they mean? They mean nothing. Meaningless, So
the thing is, we're 28 shots. Again, none of our forwards or midfielders scored. We had to rely on Andrew Robertson and our own goal to even get a point in this game. Luis Diaz hit the post. We keep missed chances. Salah's complaining to Klopp, whatever happened there, right? He's crying about it. He comes on the pitch and does nothing, even though I thought Salah did play well in that aspect that Salah wasn't good in front of goal, but I think we can all agree Salah did put Nunes a couple of times on the plate for him to score and he can't do it. I'm not going to blame Salah if he's literally gifting Nunes goals and Nunes fucks them up. But it was an improvement from Mo. I do think it was an improvement from Mo. But Sebastian, talk to me about this game, Bo. Let's go to the lineups. So you look at the lineups right here, Bo. Were you happy with the lineup? Because for me, I thought I was very happy the Klopp finally went and realised these players are crap. I can't reward them a start. The only thing I disagree with is I don't think Harvey Elliott at right wing works. So what I would have done is, even though I know he's really, really young, Bo, but Jayden Downs can't do worse than what Nunes is doing right now. So I would have put Jayden Downs up top and I put Diaz on the right wing. But Sebastian, when you saw this lineup, were you happy with what was the 11?
Honestly, obviously I gave up the league title like a few weeks ago. So I did not really care about the lineup. And, I mean, just get the win. Just try to get the win. But the lineup, it looks disgusting by looking at it. Because if you look at the midfield and the attack, oh Jesus Christ, is that even Conference League quality?
Probably not. But do you know one player I want to give a big shout out to? Big up Ryan Gravenberch. That's 2 out of 2 performances been man of the match. For me, one of the best players. Gravenberch against Fulham and yesterday, for me, was amazing. I don't care now. Gravenberch has to be in that midfield. I think what the midfield should be Endo, McAllister, Gravenberch end of the season.
Yeah, it definitely should be, in my opinion.
Especially against Tottenham, because if we play Dominic in that midfield, we're going to get absolutely slaughtered with the way he's been playing. Unless...
I want to put up the point you mentioned, Sobersplay now. Sobersplay. That's the fact that we're having this conversation now, that we were saying to him like back in January and February, oh my goodness, what a player we have in our hands here in the midfield. To honestly, the drop off that we've seen again, like the team, is just what the heck? Why have you dropped off so bad to make you not care? You know, and it's just a case of like you want a player to do well. But that was just one of the unfortunate things to see, that he just dropped his standards so much that it was incredible to see, even though what he went through the start of the season, that we just thought he was a gem, you know.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, I've said it for a long time, and a lot of people disagree with me, but I think Dominic Szoboszlai is a winger or a 10. Why is Callum playing it? Not Callum, I'm getting confused now. Why is Klopp playing him as an 8? He's trying to play Dominic as the Hendo replacement in the Hendo role, and I don't think it works. Like every time he got run over by Everton, he got run over the game before that against Palace. I'm sorry, Dominic Szoboszlai has not been good this season, and I think he's had a few good games, but those games, Sebastian and Stephen, I thought he played more in the attack positions. I think on the Arne slot, Szoboszlai is going to cook because he plays a 4-2-3-1. I think he's going to play Szoboszlai in the 10. And we're going to see the real Dominic Szoboszlai, because I think Szoboszlai doesn't fit Klopp's system whatsoever. I genuinely don't believe it. He does not fit Klopp's system. And moving on from the West Ham game, we're going to go through the last couple of games just to see what happens. Let's go with Premier League. Of course, Man City, I think, are going to win the league. I don't think Arsenal will. This is the next game after that. The way we lost that Merseyside derby was embarrassing.
Disgraceful performance. Oh,
Sebastian, How did we let Calvert-Lewin, of all players to score? I've been calling this guy a bum for months. He's genuinely, he still is a bum, by the way. He's still shit.
So I'm not talking a lot about this
We
game.
made him look like prime Harry Kane. What went wrong, Sebastian?
I'm going to talk a while about this game, actually. I don't think you will mind. So obviously I came back from the AIK game to play 2 hours before this game. So obviously I was watching it. And when I was watching it, I just got absolutely pissed off. I can ask my friend about it. He was there. He saw me get pissed off. How the fuck can you let Everton win this game? How can you let, especially that first half, if you can't create chances, you're finished. And why make back passes like you're scared of the other team? Van Dijk, what was he doing? Like that Trent was the only good player in that game. The only good player for Liverpool in that game. Let's be honest, he was. Salah absolutely tragic in the game. Like McAllister, he has fallen off. I'm sorry, he has fallen off badly.
But I listen. I don't think he has fallen off. But what I think is the problem is that midfield is just so bad at the moment.
It doesn't seem like players care anymore. It's almost like going to Euros.
None of the players care. Look at the lineup, right? This lineup right here. This is the problem. This is the problem. Listen,
Most of the players of the national team this summer.
This makes zero sense. Why did Klopp go back to the players who let him down? And he's got to stop playing fucking McAllister as the 6. I think Endo, even though we played bad against Palace, with the physicality and the way Everton play, this would have been the perfect game for Endo. And I'm telling you right now, if we had Jota, I think we win this game. Because again, if you look at the chances, we were better than Everton on the chances. But the problem is, when it came to 50-50 balls, second balls in the air, Everton dominated everything. They were, and it's clear for me that Everton wanted it more. They're in a relegation battle. They're close to getting relegation, and that game against Nottingham Forest changed it around for them. They're now safe. We literally are the team that kept Everton in the Premier League.
Yeah, no, I was gonna raise a point there about this. I was watching it with an Everton fan who I've been a long friend of mine since high school, and we met up for the game. And when I saw the lineup, I wasn't confident. I knew I wasn't confident. And do you know what I said to my mate? Because obviously Calvert-Lewin was starting, and he said to me, "Oh, Calvert-Lewin has been such a bum this whole season." And I said to him, "Well, do you know what, mate? It would not surprise me if Calvert-Lewin has one of his best games tonight." And look what happened. I get a lot of predictions right now, and they're coming true. And
so do I.
He got man of match for that as well. And that was probably one of the most embarrassing performances I've ever seen from Liverpool, because they didn't turn up for it at all. Like there was I don't remember there was one clear chance where I remember they were going to score at all. Like, it took me back to last season.
We were so bad. Was there big up to Liverpool 12th man? Sorry, I think I might have got your time confused. Time confused for you, bro. You were talking about West Ham and how, because I want to go quicker to the West Ham game to you, because obviously we already talked about that, bro. But the game yesterday, I thought we looked better, but still gave up, and it's embarrassing. Talk to me, bro. What went wrong yesterday?
What went wrong yesterday? More so, I would say what went right primarily, because that's unfortunately, that's a little bit of a shorter list than what went wrong. I'm concerned about this. Yesterday, my biggest concern was the fact that teams have been bullying us more so on the pitch, especially when it comes to Like for instance, you're showing the Everton matchup, Everton game right there. We have some big guys in Virgil and Konate and Kwanzaa, and we're unable to win these set pieces. We're unable to win these duels, whether it's off of corners, which we got quite a few yesterday from, or if it's obviously guarding our own third, our own box. And that's the biggest concern is like, you've got to have that mentality of like, it just means more. You're going to get to it and get to that ball before you got to want it more or something. I don't know what it is. Maybe we need to go out and hire another corner kick coach,
Yeah. We're so bad at
or something like that. But there is something not connecting with these players when it comes to these set pieces. And that has been a very big, noticeable, at least for myself, very noticeable Achilles heel for us. And it's something that a lot of teams have picked up. Hey, give them all the possession they want. But if we can get some free kicks or we can get some corners, that's when we'll strike. I mean, I don't think I don't even know if Antonio had a shot on goal the entire game pretty much.
I think he did.
And then he goes off and gets a clear header. And it was a well-taken header by him. All credit due. So it's one of those cases where it's like you can't have that slip up. There's in the beginning of the year, we were talking about how, Konate or even Virgil, how they had aerial dominance. Well, we need aerial dominance at the right times,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think that's the crazy thing, though, because I thought yesterday it was much better than Everton. It was much better than Palace, but there's still the same problem. We cannot finish our dinner because we had enough chances. Literally, I thought the way we played, Bo, we really should have spanked West Ham like 5 or 6-2. But again, we can't finish. This is why I can't blame Klopp, because Klopp changed the team. He said, Nunes, Salah, you've been rubbish, bench. Szoboszlai, bench. Konate, bench. He benched all the players who've been asking to bench. And still the players let him down again. Because he coached a win and we didn't do it. And what's annoying is, just for me, I don't know what you think Liverpool talking about, but for me, it just feels like the players have just given up and they're on holiday.
I think that they're one of the things. I don't know if you guys spoke on, because I just got finished my channel's episode, and we were talking about this. Obviously we're talking at length about the Salah situation and the dust up that he had with Klopp. But one of the reasons why I think that there was a little bit of a cloud hanging over this game from the very beginning is because even when they went out to take the initial, kick around, like the warm-ups, basically, you could tell that Salah was disengaged. You could tell that he wasn't involved. You could tell that he was just kind of kicking the ball around and just like whatever. And it's like it's almost like, whether it's I'll make a basketball reference, I understand, but like if you take free throws in basketball, you have the same procedure that you need to do, or in golf, you have the same procedure before every shot that you do, even in football, for a penalty kick, you have the same procedure that you do to keep that routine, to keep everything be so routine that it becomes second nature. But if you're already slagging off in the beginning as if it's not there, you're not mentally engaged in being prepared for this right now. Your mind is not in the right place, and one thing that you have up on the screen right now is an important thing to look at. 28 shots to 11 shots. However, if you look at shots on target, 8-8. That's where it's really concerning, is that we're getting tons and tons of shots. Obviously, that's like nearly 3 to 4 times the shots right there that we got on target being the shots that we got off. But the sheer fact that those 8 shots on target are equal to the 8 shots of our opponent, that's where it's concerning. Because it's a natural reaction to see, oh, you got 2-2 draw? Okay, I understand. Oh, you got a lot of shots, but how many were on target? How many were actually shots that could have made a difference? Not like wayward shots or cracks from outside the box that go nowhere close to the goal. That's what was concerning to me. Something I brought up before on Beijing Red's show, and it's something that I continue to bring up on my show, and now here is that we need to be, as you said earlier, Jersey Boy, clinical, and it's just not. It's not the case.
I don't know what's going on, and genuinely, if I'm being fairly honest with all of you, I can't see us winning another game except Wolves.
Ouch.
Tottenham maybe with their high line. Tottenham maybe with the high line, with the way Ange plays, I think we could definitely. But we're going to have a high line as well. It's going to be the battle of high lines,
right,
on Sunday. So probably another draw, maybe, or something. I'm not too sure, but this team's not putting any confidence in me. And the thing is, because we've got top 4 secured, and I don't think Villa will catch up to us. I think the players will just go, oh, it means nothing now. It's a friendly now, and this is my why. But in terms of how yesterday went, we got 2-2 draw. Literally, we'll go back to what we said before, because we talked about Everton. I talked about the way Everton game, but I want everyone involved with this, and I talked to you, Liverpool 12-man first.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the future of Liverpool now. Arne Slot's coming in, not as a manager, but as a head coach. So we're giving Richard Hughes and Edwards full control of players. I don't think Arne Slot's not going to be involved in buying the players.
Right.
Which I think is a good thing, because we saw what happened with Ten Hag trying to get all his Ajax players, and it's completely failed. And with Klopp, we all know that Klopp's players he wanted to get before Edwards decided which players to get weren't that good. We would have got Julian Brannis and Salah. We would have got all these players, which we could have got Timo Werner, which thank God we didn't. But Liverpool 12th man. First, we literally just talked about Salah. We said, who on the panel thinks Salah should leave in the summer? All 3 of us said yes. For me, it's a mixture of bad performances, but for me, it makes sense for everyone. It's the end of the Klopp era, and I believe we need as much financial power for Arne as much as possible to get the squad to work his system. And we all know how FSG are. We sell to buy. If we can somehow still get Al Ittihad to give us 100 million for Salah, I'm taking it all day long. What's your thoughts about Salah and potentially selling Salah to Saudi in the summer?
So to answer your question, also, by the way, I didn't get the chance to say hello to the panel. It's a pleasure to be with you guys. Hello to the chat as well. Excuse my rudeness earlier.
No, I'm not rude, but I brought you mid-conversation, so...
No worry. No, that's totally my bad. But when it comes to Salah, I can understand people wanting to sell him in the summertime, but there's also a sense of there's something we have here in America where it's called the if you own a house, for instance, it's called the make me move price. Okay, in a sense of you might love your house, right? Yeah. But if someone comes in and gives you an offer that you can't refuse, chances are you'll just go buy another house somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's one of those cases where with Salah, if the right offer is offered, absolutely. I'm not selling him at like some bargain price or, basement bargain price or something like that, no. Just to try to get rid of him. I'd rather just keep him and ride his contract out for the year than do that. But I would sell Salah if the right price came along. And that's, again, if the right price came along. And it would have to still be at that price before. But look, let's not try to pretend that this isn't happening. But what's going on now is not enhancing his price. Yeah. It's not helping our possibilities. What are you saying, Stephen?
No, I totally agree with that. What you said. If it's a good price, we take the money. But if it's not a good price, then we look at ourselves and think, how on earth have we let the price go down for what it was last year? I think Saudi Club were like 200 million or something like that.
Yeah.
Which was now you could have took that But Salah decided no. He wanted to see what the season looked like, and it happened. I don't think I don't know if we're talking about the argument yet. What happened last? You were mentioning about his confidence looked a bit sort of iffy before the game, but his argument did not help with Klopp either. And who are you going to back in that situation? I'm going to back Klopp because Salah for me, if he wants to complain about why was I on the bench? Why did I not start? Well, because of your lack of performances in the past few games, that's why he's not starting you. And the fact is, if you haven't performed well against Everton, you haven't performed well against Atalanta, you haven't done well for these games we've seen you in. Like,
right?
How do you feel like you're gonna start in those games if you feel like you want to? That's the manager's decision. That's the manager's decision to do that. And Klopp, we could say what we want about Klopp if he's going with that in the season. He's one of the people's managers. He is one of the people who I back a lot. Because he represents what I am. He represents what a true man looks like. And, he knew that he was going to bring Salah on. But he wanted to say to Salah, make sure you be clinical today. But Salah just decided instead that he wanted to talk to him about something else. Which was just, it completely delayed the game. And look Liverpool to be like an embarrassment in a way. Like yesterday, it did feel like a bit of an embarrassment yesterday, what we saw, And kind of just sums up where we are right now in terms of where we're on the season and where we're going heading,
I just wanted to also add that if you're getting this kind of reaction from Salah to Klopp, can you imagine the power struggle that you would have as Slot with Mo Salah?
Yeah.
That is, it would be unlikely that you have a positive outcome occur, because we all know that there's been times when we've said Salah should have sat previously in his career. So at points we were thinking like, oh, he's just not, whether it was coming back from AFCON and he's just not clicking, or maybe still like getting through some of his feelings, or maybe he's coming back from a knock, and you're saying, oh, he's just sit him, but he's Mo Salah. Of course, Klopp's going to start him. Klopp finally, did what we've all been asking for, and now Salah. You see how Salah reacts. You think that's going to get any better with Slot?
No.
No.
It's only going to get worse. It's only going to be worse.
That's something I've seen before in other clubs. Liverpool have sort of acted as a club that we don't do that sort of stuff. We don't like tend to create animosity. Like what we're seeing right now with Klopp and Salah is what Salah said at the end of the game there. I think he said something along the lines of, if I say anything, I'm going to cause fire.
Yeah.
He didn't say it publicly now. But what he did tell us was basically all's not well within Klopp or Salah, and that's probably unfortunately going to peter out to the end of the season. And I genuinely think, for all good pardon reasons, for the club to not be in that situation, you have to do one thing. If a good offer comes, you have to take it. But even though Klopp's going, it doesn't really make a difference. But to take away, to get rid of the animosity, I do think that's one of them. Even though if I'm waiting for the good price for Salah, in terms of where we are right now, going forward for the right in this as well, I think it has to go. But I do get what people were saying about, he can still create good goals and what have you. I believe at the next season he'll still have goals in him. I just think it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same numbers,
100%. But moving on from the whole Salah thing, I'm 100% in agreement. I'm going to ask Sebastian the same thing in a minute. But with Salah, for me, as I said, I'd sell him if we can get a decent amount, because the thing is, I'm worried is that Saudi. I think Saudi, for me, I don't think they really care about how he's playing right now. I think they have a feeling that Saudi's one of the biggest players in Africa. He's the biggest player in Egypt. He's going to bring a lot of money from shirt sales. They think they spend 100 million, they get that back with shirt sales. And for me, I think we'll probably sell him for 100 million. And for me, I think it's time that we move on, because at some point he's going to have to leave anyway. The problem is, I don't want Salah to stay here and then he ruins the end of his career by just being crap all the time and letting us down. And I think it's clear he's not at the level anymore for the Premier League, and he should go to Saudi Arabia.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, I'm not saying he's bad, but like
I mean, like he said, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
no.
I didn't say he needs to look at the Saudi or MLS or something.
I phrased it wrong. I think what I'm trying to say with Salah is that for me, it's either he's not it anymore, or he's lost a bit of a spark. And I think with Salah, I still think he's still at a compared elite level, but I think it just makes sense for both parties to go next year. Sebastian, with Salah potentially leaving, would you play him for the rest of the season?
No.
Or would you still bench him?
No, bench him. You wanna know why?
Wow.
No, you wanna know why?
Yeah, I'm here.
Look, this season let's be honest, it's all. Liverpool ain't winning the league. Let's all be honest there.
Yeah, we all know that we're not winning the league. We all know that.
So why waste time on a player who's probably gonna leave this summer? Why even play him when he's already been crap these past weeks? Tell me the last game Salah was, very good.
I can't.
Sparta
I'm not gonna really count Atalanta because he scored a penalty, which I think Liverpool, Toffman, Sebastian, and Stephen can all do. It's easy. All you got to do is just go shoot and hope the keeper goes the wrong way. Even though it is hard because it's against a proper professional keeper, it's going to be much harder. But still, it's easy.
Play him versus the Easter teams.
Wolves. Play him against Wolves because it's the last game of the season. He's leaving. But then again, I'm worried that he's going to play that game. We don't win, and he misses 3 sitters, and then we're going. That's not. I just hope. Maybe he's not playing good right now, but I would love nothing more than Mo to just come back into form, because even though we've got nothing to play for, it would be nice to win the next 3 games and at least have some positivity from this season, because it's all going downhill right now. Moving on to the next topic, though. We've got Tottenham next. I think we're best to talk more about Tottenham on Friday, because we're going to do a show on Friday where we're going to deep dive into the Tottenham game. I'm going to get some Tottenham fans on here. They're probably going to bounce the crap out of us, but still.
Do they have fans?
Yes, I know 2 fans I can get on.
They have not. Hold on. Their club hasn't really seen success that much, so I guess they all hide. I was like,
yeah, but don't worry. The fans I'm going to get on, I'm going to try and get fans. One fan's going to, the 2 fans I'm going to get on, I'm going to try and get 2 fans who are friends of mine who play for my football team. One's one of my good friends called Jamie, right? He keeps talking to me all the time. Every time I see him in a session, he's like, talk to me about Nunes. I'm like, shush, please shush. I say, do you realise you employ Richarlison? Even though I know Richarlison's not as bad this season as Nunes, he's still shite.
I've got a workmate who I see constantly in work, and he says to me every time he says anything to me about Nunes, he'll call Nunes a donkey. You know what I mean?
Listen, the thing is, I was so happy City won today because I'm surrounded by Arsenal fans.
Yeah, and
I think I will have to quit my football team, Twitter, WhatsApp. I have to quit everything if they win the league.
You know what I do instead? Instead of me getting attacked by Arsenal fans, I attack them and cook them.
That's what we need. Some positivity would be Arsenal. You can join in the mud with us this season. We both have won one trophy, even though they won the Community Shield, which I don't really count.
I have like every PSG fan with me who like goes on Arsenal.
Yeah, but I'm going to cook them all. They're going to all get cooked when they flop against Dortmund.
PSG
yes, they are. They're crap.
Mbappe's winning Champions
Okay.
League, the Euros, he's winning the
Yeah,
Ballon d'Or.
we're winning the Euros. We're winning the Euros.
No,
But
he's
he's not
winning the
winning the
Champions League.
League.
No,
Sorry.
no, here's the
Um,
one. Here's the one.
moving on. We'll talk about Tottenham on Friday. But since you're here, Liverpool, I want to ask you, what do you think personally? What went wrong from us being 5 points clear to now potentially 7 points with City's game in hand? What do you think went wrong for this all to collapse in the space of 2-3 weeks?
I don't think there is certainly one thing that you can pinpoint and say, this is the reason why this happened or something like that. I don't think my comment went in. I was going to say, but it's kind of, I don't know if you ever see The Princess Bride. Ever see the movie The Princess Bride?
I think I've seen it once. I think it's been a long time since I've watched it.
There's a scene where Montoya, who's like this, swashbuckling swordsman, says, "My name is," like I always say, "My name is Liberal 12th Man. You've killed my quad hopes." Prepare to die, which is what I look at ever since the Spurs basically, got away with the robbery from the PGMOL. Assisted robbery, I should say, of that game. I haven't forgotten about that game. So this, if anything, again, I don't want to make it sound like it's just because of the referees, but look, we've had a lot of adversities to go through this year, whether it was through injuries. I understand all teams have injuries, but we had a certain high level of injuries that were to very important players. I mean, a high number of injuries to important players. We filled the gaps. That's part of what it takes to be a championship team. You have to get through the injuries and make the most of it. And then I also would say, again, what I said earlier, which is that how many games, think about the number of points we lost because of PGMOL mistakes.
Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City. I can't think of any more. Is there one more? City,
there is,
Arsenal.
Arsenal, definitely. Man City, definitely. Obviously, this game, possibly.
Yeah, that for me, is a
West Ham, possibly.
Why didn't you just kick it in the net, man? Kick it in the net, because then VAR can review it after.
I mean, think about it, though. You're talking about 7-point difference or something like that. Let's say you win those 4 games. That's 12 points.
I genuinely believe
that's 12 points.
If I genuinely believe though, because of the
points.
I genuinely believe because of VAR, I genuinely believe in the Tottenham game. I still don't think we would have won the game. I think it'd have been a draw, but that's better than losing. And then Arsenal, I think we win the game. And then, because you think about it, the Tottenham game went completely wrong because you had offside, which is onside. You had red cards, which is, I understand why it's a red card, but there's been no consistency at all this season with it because literally all it is, he slipped.
You're talking about Diego's red card?
And then made contact.
Or you're talking about Curtis's red card?
Yeah, and then Diego's that's not even a second yellow.
That's not a second yellow. It's not even that. Look, and I know it's going to be like, oh, look at this Liverpool fan. He's just, going on about the refs and boo-hoo. Give me the, world's smallest violin. I get that. But what I am saying is that, it doesn't dismiss the fact that did happen, and it can still be a part of the cause of why we are where we're at. As in, it's difficult to play against those settings, but you make the most of it and you try to achieve, or despite the fact that we're going up against 13 men, we're going up against their 12th man and the 13th man being the referees in sometimes these games. So it's one of those things where you just expect more, you want to have better. And you know what? I can't go against this team in the sense of not saying that I had high expectations for them, but at the very same time, I think we still have a lot to in contrast to what Sebastian said, I just still have a lot of hope, or in a sense, not hope, or I have a lot that I test this season has to end on. And that means winning. It means showing you're at the lowest point. You've gotten the league's done and everything else is gone. What measure do you want to do and go onto that pitch and show how much it means to be a Red? What measure of it do you want to go out there and represent this fan base that supports you whether you win, lose, or draw? That means you got to go out there and act like you want to win. Period.
Mhm.
You can't just you can't just write it in. Write it. If that's the mentality that you have, that's not a Liverpool mentality, and that's something that I don't want connected to my team. That's the case. You can walk at the end of the season too.
Yeah.
But this is what I want to see. I want to see. We might not be in the title race anymore. We might be pretty securely with top 4. Might not have anything really to play for technically, but you do. You have your heart, your pride.
Yes.
And if you don't have, you can't play for that. I'm cool with you.
Bro, 100% with what you're saying. We want to end the season on a high. What wouldn't be more than a high than having 3 wins against Tottenham, Aston Villa, and Wolves? At least end the season showing some. If we end the season with no more 3 wins, it's just clear that every player's given up, and we're not a club about giving up.
I'm going to say this now, right? And we know have these games coming up as well. Wolves last game of the season. That'll be Klopp's last game. That will definitely be Klopp's last game at home. What I want to see from the fans, no matter how much the game goes, is to give him the right send off he deserves, because it could potentially be Mo Salah's last game too. So every Liverpool fan needs to turn about Anfield that day to give Klopp the right send off, because I remember when Stevie Gerrard signed off for his last game at Anfield, we ended up losing 3-1. But even though I remember it didn't take away the emotion of Gerrard leaving, but it just took away the result feeling. I want a good send off, a really, really good send off for Klopp now against Wolves. But it's also making sure before that we can get some good bit of form going. Just to say that we haven't damaged any sort of mentality we've had with Klopp in the past to what it is now. That, because we lose these 3 games, I just believe that it would be such a shame to do that. It really would.
Yeah, we'll deep dive more into Tottenham and Aston Villa and stuff for the podcast.
We all
before the
have
game.
energy. This team is taking the energy out of me.
It is.
They find me away at Malmo. That's really depressing.
Bro, it's depressing for me, bro. My football team won't win. Liverpool won't win. Bro, man, it's L's on all fronts, man. And the only W I can take from this season is if Arsenal bowl the league. Listen, I hate City. I don't want them to do 4 in a row, bro. I don't want them to do 4 in a row, bro. But after all the waffle Arsenal fans have been speaking, if they bottle the league, bro, they're all finished. AFTV, but I want to see them on their knees crying, bro.
I want to tell you all about my revenge. So last year, everything, all my clubs didn't know shit. This year was supposed to be my year that I get things correctly, and I get my teams to win every single trophy. And now one of my teams who's playing 1 hour is 10th. Arco is 3rd. Liverpool is 3rd, winning 0. Milan is absolute dog shit at the moment. Fuck Pioli, by the way. My revenge season is not going. But
You've had enough, Sebastian. You've had a major L.
If Kylian Mbappe wins the Champions League and Euros, boom.
No.
There you go.
Mr. Stephen, what were you going to say, bro?
Yeah, sure, Mr. Russian. You may say these things, but I've been, not just Liverpool, I've been supporting teams in our sports that they've always come short so many times. I'm just waiting for that one season where I can look on and go, I'm very comfortable with this. I'm very, very comfortable, and just not having to worry. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm seeing right now in this game. That's what I'm seeing in this game. That Liverpool are just playing. They just can't deliver a performance where it's so easy or it's so comfortable to just sit back and relax. Liverpool is just stressful no matter where you go, but that's how we are. That's what we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ultimately, that's what it is. Yeah.
Aye.
Mm-hmm. What would you say? So, would you then say if we are considering what you just said about Salah's send-off, it might be Salah's send-off as well. It could be his very last game, and it would be, it could be, We saw what Bobby got. Even Ox and Naby, they all got at least to show love, and everyone got to say goodbye, and they got the whole like fanfare and everything else. Do you want to see that be resolved, I guess, before we even get to our last game as to what's going to happen with Salah? Because, I mean, like, basically, if it goes to the summer and he gets sold in the summer, you're not going to see Salah again. As if you're a Anfield attending, patron of the club. You're not going to see him again.
Yeah.
You're right, because that is a problem, though, because Fabrizio Romano today put out, Salah's future will be decided at the end of the season. And the problem is, that's the problem I have. If it's not decided before the Wolves game, we're not going to know what to say. We might say he's going waving goodbye and he stays. That meant nothing.
I think I think that day against Wolves will be morely for Klopp, though. Morely for Klopp.
Yes. And I think even if they say we don't know what Salah happens, I think either way, whatever happens, just do standing ovation for Klopp and Salah, and you make the whole thing about Klopp, and you could say it's for both.
Indeed.
Okay.
And then
it's going by what they did for Bobby Jersey Boy too, for those and Milner too. I forget Milner too as well. For all four of those very important players in our pursuit of silverware. They all got the plaques. They got to bring the kids onto the pitch.
I think Mo will do that anyway because he's done that every year with his daughter. But that's the problem is, but I don't think we will know that game. I don't think we will know because I think he'll decide later. But I do hope he does decide beforehand because that would make it much more easier. And we want to give him a proper send off, even though he's been really bad recently. We still got to remember what this man has done for Liverpool, and we've got to reward him with a beautiful send off.
Look at Jordan Henderson, for example, last season. We didn't give him a send off because we didn't actually know whether he was going or not. Yeah. It was one of those shocks. Right. It kind of tailed out to the end for him. It was one of those shocks goings. It was definitely to see him going without a good send off because he did let us major trophies.
And Fab as well. Fab was another player which was really important in our title race and winning more trophies. And he left, but again, that was the whole, Saudi leagues coming out of nowhere.
Yeah,
no one saw the Saudi leagues coming and doing that. Yeah,
those transfers came out of left field. Like no one was expecting those transfers to even be made. I mean, I think Klopp originally was going into the mindset of thinking, I'm going to have these two players available for me next year. And I think that's why we got so involved in the DM race. We're trying to find a DM race so late. That's why we also, why he had the discussion with Henderson, and like Henderson must have said, I'm not really happy with it, but then again, I'm going to deal with it, meaning his reduction in minutes. And yet, when that offer came, it was one of those make me move prices. Like, how could you not accept that bid for Henderson? If Henderson wants to play for that money, and this is the money you're offering me for Hendo, have at it. Have at it.
And I think with Fabinho, right, I think it was the right deal because we literally somehow remade the money we bought him for Saudi. And Saudi, we can't say no for that because if you think about it, 30 years' time, we're not going to get half of that. And Fabinho, for me, he fell off badly. He's like, Fabinho this season reminds me of Casemiro this season for Man United. He's not the CDM he was last year for Man United. Their legs are gone. And I think it's the rock and roll football that just injures them. What were you going to say, sorry, man?
Oh, no, I was going to say I have a question for the panel then.
Go on for me.
If Salah were to accept that he wants to go to Saudi Arabia, let's say hypothetically, he says, yes, the number comes in, it's 120 million, okay, 125 million. Right in between that 150 and 100 that they're reporting is going to be offered, right? Does that not say something about Salah too, in a sense, though, that he's willing and wanting to go to Saudi Arabia, in a sense of maybe he's accepting the fact that the writing's on the wall, that he doesn't necessarily have that or whatever it is in the tank to compete at the top level in the top league, one of the top leagues in the world, because like he'll be playing in front of, we're over 60,000 fans at Anfield now. He'll be playing in front of stadiums that hold have an attendance like 5,000-6,000 people.
Yeah.
Do you think that he's not going to be in Champions League? He's not going to be going for all these records that all these great players that he emulated at trying to have his name be circulated with.
I mean, he's already the best player of all time in the Premier League. Plus, he's won everything. So he just needs to win the AFCON and the World Cup. Then he just retire.
Which is never going to happen.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you think Egypt's winning the World Cup,
listen, we have more of a chance of winning the quadruple this season. Oh wait, than Egypt winning any World Cup.
PSG can win the quadruple. Did you say that?
No, PSG are not winning the quadruple. They're shit.
No.
Yes, they are. They are. They drew against Le Havre.
Okay.
So, but listen. For me with Mo, it says something if he says he wants to go to Saudi Arabia, because it's a complete change, bro. I'm seeing all these superstars and it's bloody empty, the stadium. I'm like, what the hell, bro? And then you've got Benzema, who's gone there.
Would you say the same thing about City if they draw 3-3 against Le Havre?
Yes, because Le Havre are crap. Le Havre are at the level, bro.
Okay.
Le Havre are at the level of probably QPR.
Okay. If to draw 3-3 against Le Havre, who would you accept the result to? Who would you be fine to draw against 3-3 against Le Havre?
You confuse me. Say it again.
So, which team would you accept to draw 3-3 against Le Havre at home?
Or a team in around the same area as the French league?
No. They are in the French League 1.
Yes.
Yes. Would you accept a Swedish team to draw 3-3 against Le Havre?
No, because the French league is better.
No. Yeah. If a Swedish team playing against Le Havre and draw 3-3, would you accept drawing that game?
Yes, because that's a big thing to draw against 3-3 against Le Havre for a Swedish team.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But what I'm saying is PSG should not be conceding 3 against Le Havre. It's like Liverpool drawing 3-3 against QPR. Not we would be go, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, if Liverpool draw against Sheffield 3-3.
That's not the Le Havre or not, but I'm telling you right now, Sheffield United beat Le Havre 5-0.
No.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But,
no.
But I know more about French league than you.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Stop
I
it.
do. Yes, I do. You think PSG are going to win the Champions League? Right, they're not going to win a Champions League. I'm telling you.
I did not expect to come on to the channel and get into our French league battle.
I know, man. This is what you get when I'm half French, man.
Oh, I'll sit out this one.
I mean, you're biased towards France.
No, I'm biased towards France because at least the good thing for me this summer is at least in the summer I can watch some good football. I can watch the Euros, go back to Paris.
Very funny, very funny. Stop talking about the Euros.
Yes, I'm talking about the Euros because Sweden are not in the Euros. You've taken another August. And unfortunately for Stephen, Northern Ireland not in the Euros either. So you can both sit this one out.
Green, white, or mate.
No, hold on.
I can enjoy Mbappe winning, sitting there lifting the Euro trophy.
Are you done? You can support.
Listen, we're moving on. This is not the Euros show. That's happening in a few weeks.
I know. We just went from French League to Euros. Get a hold of that wheel, Jersey boy. Get a hold of that wheel.
Bro, this is how bad we are. We're talking about other teams.
I know, exactly. It's like, I don't know if you have them over in like on this, when you get to the side of the road and there's those little divots or not divots, but like little things that are supposed to wake you up if you've fallen asleep at the wheel.
I mean, we get everything
right here.
on this channel. We get everything.
See, this is what I call World of Football, man. It's about
World
all
of
football,
Football,
but this
though.
is
It
a
is World
Liverpool
Football.
show. This is a Liverpool show, though.
Like, for example, in like 5 minutes, who knows? We could start talking about Allsvenskan because of me, because I,
Yeah, because you're going to bring it up. I'm not going to bring that up. The French League, I don't even bring up, right?
No, that's why I said it. No, hold on. I'm not going to argue with you because I'm not bothered with that. But is the reality? If we bring something up, we won't start talking about it.
Yes, we will, because you brought it up.
And you are fraud.
Listen, guys, I just cannot wait till one of our teams play each other. Let me just end the argument. I can't wait till France play Sweden. I can't wait till November play.
I want to.
That already happened, mate. It was 4-2.
Hold on, we should have beaten you.
Oh, no, so I think it was 4-0. Yeah, so.
You got lucky with this too.
Stephen, we played Ireland a couple months ago and we spanked you as well. So
no, Stephen, we literally played France last month versus them.
I said the only time I will be here laughing my ass off is the day that France played Jamaica and I do a stream with Ryan and I come out with France winning 15-0.
You know what? I will enjoy this summer. Chile destroying Jamaica.
Okay, let's not happen. Let's move on now because this is that Liverpool show, not that Euros France League show.
You started it.
As I said, this is how bad we are that we're getting more enjoyment talking about other teams than Liverpool. But going back to Liverpool right now,
how about that?
In terms of players we want, I think we're heavily linked to try and get a centre back, which I think is needed because Matip's leaving.
Get this guy.
Virgil's getting old.
This guy on the AVI, bring him in. This guy on the AVI, bring him in.
Bro, Florian Wirtz is not leaving this summer.
Bring him in.
Okay, he's not leaving.
Send that 200. He ain't going to buy minutes.
200 million?
Bro, we haven't got that money, bro. We need fucking 5 players. We're not going to spend on one player.
Just send it. How much is Salah going for this summer? How much do you think?
I don't know. 100 mil maximum. 100 mil maximum.
120.
Bro,
Saudi tax.
If we get 120 million pounds sterling for Mo Salah, we've just committed the biggest heist in history. Because Salah's not worth 120 million right now. That's like Haaland and Mbappe territory. Not a fucking Mo Salah. So in terms of players, let's talk about a little bit about the summer now. Obviously, we'll do more that in the summer when due to the transfer podcast. Is there any other players, Liverpool 12th man, that you're looking at this that you've been playing recently that you were looking at and going, they need to what? I'll rephrase it. What players have you felt this? I can't find the phrase. What players do you feel have let their tool? I think the phrase is let their tools down or drop their tools or whatever. What players do you think the last couple of weeks have been the most poorest?
Okay. So, what players do I think have had the greatest drop in performances?
Yes,
basically
of recently. And would you sell any of them? And if you kept them, would you play them as like a bench player, or would you like to switch positions?
I am out there saying, look, I'm a person that I stick by what I say. I don't hide behind the comments I make. I know often some of the players that I'm very supportive of a lot of the players on our squad and such. Sometimes people deem me as being overly positive about our players. But as of late, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I would sell Ibu. And it sounds crazy to say that. Because I know, I love Ibu. I think he was a great player. It's just the sheer fact that there was a period. I keep referencing on a lot of different podcasts. I get asked this question. I referenced there was a period when right around international break where we had a big game. We had a couple big games right around there too. We were going. I think we were going against United, right? And we rested him the game before that, right? And then he went to international break. He played for France, came back, there was no reports of him being injured, okay? Came back. We ended up sitting him again, okay? And for me, even when he came back the very next game and was inserted in the next game, that was the game where he put up a stinker. And it was like, I get players go through forms, they go through runs of form or something like that. But for me, it's not about Ibu's potential. It's more so about Ibu's availability. And the sheer fact that he's at a young stage of his life, I understand that, but all the same, he's getting into that mid-year, mid-20s, prime of his career type years, where if you can't trust in his availability, then we need to find someone that we can. And it was so bad that we're trusting in a 20-year-old actually in Kwanzaa to do so. That's why I'm saying we need to possibly find a definite center back that we can trust will be able to give us the minutes similar to what you see of Arsenal. Arsenal's, their center back pairing, they're in the mid 2,500 around that, 2,500 minutes played together. Okay? That's where you need your two center back pairs, because that means that your center back pairing is getting runs together. They're getting comfortability to play together and everything else. And it's important that you have that concept going with your center back pair, because they're the heart of your defense. But if you can't do that, and every once in a while you're sticking in, Kwanzaa or Konate, you're sticking in, even a Gomez on a rare occurrence, that's not going to bring you that solidified front that Virgil needs to have next to him. Okay. And we're doing a disservice by pretending as though Konate's availability is a concern. I'm not saying it's hard or anything like that, despite the fact that I would question the fact that Everton, he's supposed to be our bully. He's supposed to be our big guy that can't get bullied off the pitch. There's a reason why he got subbed out the way he did. How often do you see someone subbing out a center back for another center back in a game? For a Klopp-led team? When's the last time you see that?
Never.
That says something. That says that you didn't have the grit and the merit to be out there in the first place, or this says you didn't have the dog. You didn't have the dog in you. That's concerning. And I believe in Ibu, but I just want to say I'd rather just put my focus on someone that has that. So real quickly, I would say the center back is my concern, or my focus is center back. My focus is a possible DM as well. Also, my focus is also a goalkeeper. Let's not get twisted. If we didn't have Kelleher this year, we would not even be remotely sniffing the pursuit of a title, much less talking about being in a title run at all. And I think Kelleher is possibly going to be the next one out the door come summertime. So if that's the case, we're going to have to find someone that's going to be that, that goalkeeper that, hey, if Ali takes a knock or these other competitions like the cup competitions that we're going to normally, give to your second goalkeeper. We got to figure that out.
What was the question again?
The question I asked was, what players do you think have done really poor this season? And as Brian said, the phrase is damn tools. Quickly, moving on to what you said about Konate. For me, I love Ibu especially because he's French, and for me, he's our number one first choice centre back. All the Arsenal fans are crying that Saliba's not playing. But the whole thing was, we have a system. In the World Cup, we played Ibu and Upamecano because both of them played very well at RB Leipzig when they worked together as a partnership. Then we played Varane, and of course Varane's not it anymore. He's fallen off the cliff. Of course, with his age. So he's not playing as good anymore. But for me, right, I love Ibu, but I wouldn't sell him. But what I would say, though, is for me, is he can no longer be first choice. He's not good enough to be first choice, and he's not fit enough to be first choice. And as you said, Liverpool 12 man, when we won that season in 1920, Liverpool, Van Dijk and Gomez as a centre-back pairing, they didn't move. It was that majority of the season. And we saw how when you have two partnerships together, like how solid they are, and they build a partnership, they work better. When Van Dijk's constantly changing, next is Kwanzaa, then it's Gomez, then it's Kanata, then it's the Kwanzaa. And he's got injury issues. And I think what you should do on a slot, I think Jawel should be the first choice, or you can have a centre-back in, and then Kanata be the second choice, if he's happy with that. In terms of goalkeeper, I agree, because I think we all agree. I think Queeving's good enough to be first choice at another club, and to really, I think there are clubs in the Premier League that he could do well at. Again, you could do well at as a first choice. Genuinely, so I think he'd be amazing as a first at another club. There's one player. I did FM career mode. I sold Queeving, and I bought, talking about Defence League, I bought a keeper called Alban Lafont. I think he'd be a good choice as second choice, because when you're looking for a second choice keeper, you want a keeper that can perform at a high level and is okay being second choice. Because here's an example, right? Ederson is probably out for the rest of the season for Man City. I think he's dislocated his shoulder today. But they've got Stefan Ortega in goal. And you remember when they had Claudio Bravo? As soon as Ederson got injured and they had Bravo, they're like, oh, shit. So when we had Adrian, we were like, as soon as Ali got injured, we're like, screwed. Because, as you said, 12 man, if we had Adrian this season, bro, we are not top 4 or top 5.
Exactly.
Why are you disrespecting Claudio Bravo like that?
What?
Why are you just disrespecting Claudio Bravo like that?
Bro, Claudio Bravo at Man City, when he was second choice at the end of his time at Man City, was poor. He was good. It was good for a majority of the time, bro. But when Ortega, like if you look at Ortega, I think Ortega is a better shot stopper than Ederson. When he comes to Man City, and they look comfortable when he was on today. We want a keeper like that.
Keeper would be very, very good for competition for Alisson, who might take Alisson's first spot. That will make Alisson even better.
Who's that?
Kobel. Get Kobel from Dortmund.
Kobel for me would not be. He would not want to be a second choice, and I don't want a situation like Arsenal. If I'm being fairly honest, for me, I will go Lafont.
Or Carnesecchi from Atalanta.
One of them, I think could be a good option. We'll see.
Carnesecchi, Atalanta.
But I'm going to ask a question now to you, Sebastian. Which players for you recently have down tools?
I have 3 players.
Go for it.
3. One of them is the centre-back you all named, Konate. I don't think he's at that level. I think he needs, in my opinion, a high centre-back, like, who is very good. Like, for example, Tomori. Like, if you have like a player like Tomori, you can get very good from Konate, because then he has to train to get better. He has to get better every time. Next, get rid, and I don't like to say it because I really like this player before he came, and I still do, but I'll get rid of Nunes, actually.
I'm on the same boat as you, so you don't have to say it's unpopular. I'm on the same boat as you.
I want to give Nunes a second chance, but I'm not sure if he will be the same with Arne Slot. I don't know. I don't think it will work out. The next, I would actually go for Diogo Jota. For me, it's not about the goals or anything. It's about the
Availability.
injury issue. Oh crap!
As soon as you said that, Liverpool 12 man left. He's like, I can't believe you said Jordan.
No,
How
email.
dare you, Sebastian? How dare you? How dare you?
No, I think the availability. He has to be available all the time for him to be consistent. And I think he's injury prone. But I'm just worried about Jota getting more injuries, and it will tarnish him even more. And if he gets a bad injury, like let's say we don't want it to happen, but let's say it's like a 6 month injury, what are we doing then? Like, how will he come back from it? I mean, I think Jota is a very good player, but I think it's time to go.
Listen, I'm 100% with you about the whole. But for me, I think Jota should stay because I think Jota as a backup or as an extra player would be a very, very good option. Yes, he's getting lots of injuries anyway, but I think he's at the level now where he should be staying at Liverpool. Kanate, agreed. Nunes, I would sell because we bought him as the 9. And for me, I don't know if Liverpool 12 man or Stephen agree with me, but I think Darwin cooked when we played Jota down the middle and Darwin left. When we played that, Jota middle, Darwin left. That's when I saw the best of Darwin Nunes, in my opinion.
You know what? If we keep Nunes,
he has to play left wing.
Playing
For me, if we keep Nunes, you have to play left wing, and then you get a proper striker in. But then again, I want to keep Luis Diaz on the left because Diaz recently, the last couple of weeks, he's proved to me that he's still at the level, man. Yes, he might have lost a bit of pace, but bro, he's amazing. He's for me, he's been our best forward for the last 4 games, maybe 5 games. Cody and the left as well has been cooking.
I'm glad to hear it. No, I'm glad to hear you say something like that because Diaz often gets a lot of flack and doesn't get sometimes the proper admiration, I think, from the fan base for the work that he does for the team and everything else. And maybe we had higher expectations. Often you see people often connect him to Mane style production levels and such, and because he's not getting that kind of output, then he's not contributing to the levels that people want. But I mean, he offers a lot of other things that Mane could offer, but not maybe to the extent that Diaz offers them. And I pride on Diaz being. I think Diaz is going to he's got a lengthy amount of year. I think he's like 3 years left on his contract, so he's not someone that's probably going to end up going anywhere unless there's a make me move style offer from like a team that he wants to go to as well. So you're most likely going to see Diaz returning to this team. And Diaz fits. If not, he's possibly one of the best fitting players for what Slot wants when it comes to creation and the likes. A lot of Diaz's tools that he brings to the pitch is exactly what fits with a Slot system. That's at least what I've been reading and everything else. That's at least my depiction of it too.
Yeah. Stephen, I'm going to ask you now the question. Which players for you the down tools the most in our recent games?
Opinion. Not too hard to answer. I would say Salah for me.
Yeah.
I know he's coming back from an injury and all this kind of stuff, of course, but even when I remember when he was coming back from an injury 2 years ago in a title race, he wasn't creating the same levels as he was back then. And you still need, even if you come back from an injury, you still need to step up. You've been rested long enough, you know what I mean? And so I feel like he's underperformed. The other player I would say would be Nunes. When he's really in those clutch moments and trying to score the goals as a striker, he hasn't delivered. And I expected more from that, which is a bit of a shame. And I would say Szoboszlai. No, the reason I say
Nah.
Szoboszlai
Yeah.
is because
For me, he's very high on that list.
he was supposed to be our main midfielder.
Yeah,
Trying
SpongeBob.
yeah, and
SpongeBob, for God's sake, why?
we'll call him SpongeBob now. But anyway, what was
That's the Hungarian SpongeBob. That's what they call it.
Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I would say Szoboszlai is on top of my list because he would have been expected to be our main midfielder, and he hasn't delivered those standards. So those are the three players I would say. But I'm a bit really surprised by Szoboszlai because I would expect more from him, and to have the drop off he has now is just insane.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to go through my 3 players right now. For me, it's Salah, Nunes, Szoboszlai. Konate, a bit lower. For me, in terms of Dominic, is playing out of position because for me, I've always seen Dominic as a winger or a 10, not an 8. And I don't get why we're playing him as an 8. For me, Dominic's a player I would keep because I believe under Arne Slot, he will cook because he plays a 4-2-3-1, and I believe Szoboszlai will be his number 10. And that's why I think Szoboszlai should be playing. I'm surprised Klopp's not played him there. He keeps playing him as an 8 all the time. And it's really, really confusing for me why he's been playing as an 8. Salah for me has been poor, but I think it's a mixture of everything. I think he's not really focused. I think injury has been going on. Nunes, I think Nunes is just not a clinical finisher. As I said, for me, I would keep Nunes if he plays as a left wing, which I don't think he wants to. I keep Szoboszlai if he plays as a winger or a 10. Salah, I think, leaves, and I think Ibra keep as a second choice. We'll go more into what players we want. We're not looking that up. I don't want to switch talking about who has been doing naughty behaviour? Who's been naughty? Which player?
Oh no. Let's not even get into it. There's not Stephen has something to say to you.
No, I've got to go quickly here because I have to get up early for work. But it's good to be on.
We're gonna end now anyway, so it's all good.
Good on you guys. Really good streaming, and we'll be back on here soon. So
yeah, Stephen, we'll be back on Friday, all right? If you want to come for the Tottenham TV.
Friday, so
yeah, I come as well.
Good seeing you again, 12 as well.
Definitely. Always a pleasure, Stephen.
Cheers.
Yeah, Stephen.
Cheers.
Are you, Steve? So Sebastian, are you coming on Friday?
Yeah.
Cool. Liverpool 12 man, you're invited to come down on Friday as well. I'm going to try and get some Tottenham fans, try and get some non-delusional ones, which are some of my friends on my football team. They're a bit more, but the more reasonable Tottenham fans. You might bring up Nunes a few times, but you just got to tell him you're probably Charleston, and then you can
Yeah.
But no, I'll try and get a few.
I don't want to see any pigeon dances. I don't want to see any pigeon dances.
No. Trust me, Jamie's not doing that.
You get it? We can skip it.
No, we're not doing any dances on stream.
No, skip. Oliver, skip. We can skip it.
Okay. But Skip doesn't even play for Tottenham at the moment. But no, in all honesty, thank you so much for coming on Liverpool 12 man. Thanks for coming on, Sebastian and Stephen. This is the first edition of that Liverpool show. I thought I'd do a Liverpool show for now because the problem was I noticed with how bad the season's been going with 12 man, the watch along decided to become not a watch along, but more of me just swearing at the team, me going, "Fuck you, Mo! Fuck you!"
It's more like a shout along. It's not even a watch.
I'm trying to do, but okay. Listen, I'm not getting involved with what Mane's been getting up to in his spare time. He's not at the club anymore. So if he is a nonce, then
he did that not as a red. He did whatever he's doing now is not as a Liverpool.
Yeah, it's not involvement. But if he's a nonce, he can go fuck himself. If that was true, but I'm not. But listen. So the main reason was because the whole point of World of Football is to be like TV, like proper football commentary. If I'm doing a commentary, if I'm doing a watch along with Liverpool, and I'm not even focused, most of the watch-alongs, the commentary disappears. It's just me going, "Fuck's sake!" And I'm like, it defeats the whole point now. So I've decided because next season I'm going to be working with Coppish full time. Because you notice with the Coppish watch-alongs, most of the time when Callum's not there, there's no studio, there's no timer.
Right. Yeah.
Because I've been working with them on a few things. We've talked that from next season I'll be setting up a new studio, and then every watch along I'll be in behind the scenes doing all the graphics and technical stuff.
The producer.
So I can't be doing that and my watch at the same time. And plus, it's a bit more calm. I can watch the game and I can swear to myself and not have anyone hear it. And then I'd rather do watch alongs for games where I can be neutral, and I can just.
Good luck on that.
So that's why I decided from now on we're going to do a weekly Liverpool show where we can that's when we can swear at the players. That's when we can go all out.
You know what you should do for fun watch-alongs? Because everyone has gone into it now that the Swedish league is not going to use VAR, by the way. So
well done on them for not using VAR.
Yeah.
No, literally, I promise you, in 3 years, many Europeans are going to watch the league in Sweden.
I'm not doing LK watch-alongs, no thank you.
No.
Listen, I don't want to watch your shit team. No thank you.
Here we go.
Listen. So the idea is now I'm going to do a weekly Liverpool show when I can. So we'll do next one will be Friday, which will be Tottenham. Then you do the one on Sunday, which is the review, and basically do that. And then I want to do a few in the summer where we just look at the transfer. I'm going to get a friend of mine. I'm going to get a friend of mine who's he's like obsessed with La Liga, and he knows a lot about a few players that Liverpool should get. So I'm going to get him on talk about that, and just get some different fans on. You know, I want to start doing proper previews and just do a bit more relaxed, because I think we'll do a Liverpool watch-alongs. They're good, but everyone's doing them now, and I'd rather be unneutral. And if I do watch them, I'd rather be on someone else's channel where I'm not responsible for.
Sure.
Me letting this whole stream down and swearing.
Yeah, I've seen you do your Jamaican, I know you're not from Jamaica, so but I've seen you do your Jamaican national team watch-alongs.
Yeah, I've been doing them because of Ryan. Because you do you know about Ryan LFC?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So obviously with Ryan in Jamaica, I've been doing a lot of content with him because
the Reggae Boys. Yeah, of course I do. I'm a U.S. men's national team supporter, so you know. Yeah,
I think you at USA you won the Nations League. You're gonna.
That's right.
You're doing the Copa America.
Three times, back to back. 3 times in a row.
I have a suggestion for you.
We won the National League 3 times in a row.
Yes.
You can do, preview, like stream for every team in the Copa America. You can do like a stream setup.
The idea for the summer is, because you use the Copa America, the idea is I'm going to do like a show like this for Euros, which I'm going to get people from all different countries to come on, and then one for Copa America where I get loads of people come on. But the idea is I'm going to be doing it like that. In terms of all that, we're going to do that. So that's the idea. So Liverpool 12 man, if you're available, but I tell you the time, I'd love to have you on for Friday so we can analyse this Tottenham game and see if we have any chance of getting another 3 points away.
We do.
Please.
I'm sorry to give a spoiler away, but I think where there's a will, there's a way, they say. I mean,
you know what I think might happen? We get a very dodgy VAR decision.
Don't give away too much. You don't want to give away too much.
There might be a sneaky dive from one of our players and we get an easy penalty from the PG Mel going, we'll just give you one.
If I see Simon Hooper, the ref, if he's the referee, I'm not watching the game if he's the ref. I'm not. I'm going to sleep if it happens.
Brian, I need suggestions then.
Because I told some of the people about the show, but when they looked it up,
That's the problem. I'm not very good at names. I just thought world football. I'm not very good at names, but the name Jersey Boys isn't even original. I stole it off someone who I play video games with. I can't come up with my own names, man.
Jersey Boy. By the way, I can on my Twitter. I can, tweet about the channel.
Yeah, you can do that. But the problem is, if you want to change the name, I got ideas. I'm not very good at names.
I got some ideas, but
but you've got to be good. It's got to be a channel name for a channel that is. There's no specific club. There's no specific country. It's just football.
I'm trying for myself to think of it.
If you've got any ideas, please do let me know. If you want to follow on socials, people, Twitter's at WOF official YT. Twitch. I don't have one yet. We're going to try and do dual streaming on multiple platforms, hopefully in the future. Liverpool 12 man, both. Let them know where they can find you and what you got coming up, bro.
Sure. You can find me at Liverpool 12 man. Thank you for having me on. Sorry, I was late to the party. I got here as soon as I got pretty much done my broadcast, and but I do appreciate the fact that that you allow for me to be here, and also big up to the chat, especially the Reds amongst it as always, and to our guests that are neutrals or rivals. Hello, and welcome, and yes, you can find me at Liberal 12th Man, or you can find me at the Reds 12th Man on X, which is also, or Twitter, whichever you call it, and I just definitely think that despite what our circumstances are, the best thing that we can say about this journey is that we made it together. So, let's really honor each other by doing our best to not drag each other down or, get viral or get visceral of each other because of certain players or maybe because of certain things that you might not like about players or this or that, and using that as possible sparks that light the dynamite between us as Reds. We don't need that division. What we need is unity, and we need to rally around the flag here. We need to rally around the Reds here and make the most of this these last couple of games we have with this. I call him a legendary coach, and someone that I really appreciate the fact that we've had the blessing of having as a Reds manager. So I hope that you're with me on that journey, and up the Reds.
Yeah, 100%, man. Listen, it might be ending on a sour note for Klopp, but we all got to realise that this is the thing I want to say is if we weren't in the title race, I will say this is a good season. Top 4 and a trophy after what happened last season and a rebuild, we'd be going Klopp. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, I think we did overachieve, and it didn't. It shouldn't have ended. It shouldn't have ended the way it did. But it is what it is. Sebastian, even though your Twitter is a ridiculously long name, why have you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers in your Twitter name?
No, actually, this is weird. By the way, this is my Twitter, and obviously,
that's your Twitter address.
Yeah, that's my Twitter. No.
Wait, quickly.
It looks like it looks like a combination.
Brian, do you have any socials, bro? Because then you can just contact me on socials if.
I'll connect you guys on. You're both on Twitter. I'll connect you guys.
If you could do that, because it'd be good to. Because I want to get Brian involved in with some of the Liverpool shows in the future and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you guys don't get this 16 out of 10 joke, I can send you the video.
No, I know. We all know it. We all know it.
Yeah, I've already gotten one dropped on. I got one of those dropped on me when I made a comment. I misspoke and said something about Everton. I misspoke and said something about Everton not scoring, and I meant not winning since December, which is kind of sad because their last win since that December statement was their win against us. But Yeah, he dropped. I got the 16 out of 10 drop on him.
Yeah,
But hey, that's
bro,
cool.
he,
16 out of 10 all
he
day.
had the howler. He had the howler. And surprisingly, big up to, I can't remember his name, but he is a very, very negative Liverpool fan. Because every time I see him tweet something or something, it's always like, we're terrible, we are the worst team in the world. Listen, we might be shit, we might bowl the league, but
When
we're
I
top
tweet, I
four.
get blocked.
We've won the Carabao Trophy, which Chelsea haven't won. So big L to Chelsea. They want nothing. Man United are probably finishing 10th and will win nothing and get battered by City in the final, so they can take an L.
Right.
Obviously, I will do some content. Obviously, Chile preview for the Copa America. I don't know when I will do it. I will do USA with obviously.
What's your channel, Sebastian? You could tell them the name of your channel because no one's going to find your Twitter with that many numbers. You've got to shorten it down. Right, you've got to shorten it down. No one's looking at your Twitter.
I get blocked by a few people. That's what, for literally defending myself. So, weird as Twitter.
Okie dokie.
I'm not gonna call any names, but if I do, I will be more problem.
Okay.
I can tell you India, but yeah.
I don't want to know. Just say what you're going to say, Sebastian, for God's sake. I don't want to be here for 50 years.
So, just search my name, Sebastian, with a big AHA badge, the biggest club in the world. Hold that Madrid. So, I do content like match day predictions for Swedish League, Chilean League, Libertadores, that kind of stuff,
Cool.
And bringing the sauce this summer with cooking Jamaica and USA when they both get knocked out in the group stage and Chile win the whole thing.
Okay. Well, you can have that banter with Ryan when that happens. You can't have that banter.
Yeah, you can hold that.
Because when we played Chile, we won 3-2.
So, you should not have won that game, by the way.
We should have. We should have won that game 5-2.
No,
yes. Anyway, big up everyone for coming on. I don't know why we're talking about Chile now.
I know.
This is a sidetrack stream. It's a sidetrack.
You're rent-free.
But big up. Huge episode. First episode. People will be back Friday evening around the same time, 5 p.m. 9 p.m. on Friday. And then we'll be back 9 p.m. on Sunday. So Friday will be Tottenham preview. Sunday 9 p.m. will be Tottenham review. And we'll do the same for Villa. And then Wolves. And then we'll take a bit of a break. And then analyse transfer window. Players leaving, whatever. Pre-season, etc. So big up Liverpool 12th man. Big up Sebastian. Big up Stephen. And big up Brian. Get me in contact with Brian. It has to happen.
We will, for sure.
And I'll see you guys all next time. Come on, you Reds. Big up, people. Big up.